Today our topic is budgeting concepts, methodologies and preparation. This is a very important concept. Budgeting has become really important for the companies. Every company is thinking about 2016, 2018, 2020. Private companies, they make budgets for 5 years, 2 years. Governments makes budget for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Like in Dubai, we have 2020. So this is a vision that is started in 2014, 6 years before. So there are a very growing trend in order to make budgeting, because budgeting help us in a lot of ways that we will discuss today. Broadly, we will discuss the role of budgets and the budgeting process. We'll see what is the connection of budgeting and standard cost. In the later portion, we'll see how to make a master budget, what are the budget methodologies, what is the static and flexible budgeting, how to select the best method for making a budget. And moving forward, we'll see how to prepare a production and direct material, operating budgets, cash budgets. It's a realistic plan for the future expressed in quantitative terms. So we cannot just say that next year will be very good, because very good is a very vague term. We have to define in terms of, if I say the next year will be better than before 20% in comparative with the last quarter, then it makes more sense, because we can gauge 20% growth and it is more helpful information for the management. Now, once we use budget is a planning tool. All of us, we are here for CMA. This is our plan, right? A lot of people, if weather is good, will be on the beach, they will be in shopping mall, they might be watching a movie, or they will be enjoying some special foods. There are a lot of options available. But because you have a plan to do CMA, that's why you came here for your class. So always objectives helps you in controlling. Plan will lead to a control, a self-control we can put ourselves, and it will serve as a motivational tool. How later we'll see how we make budgets, but there is a method to make budgets in which you involve everyone. This is called participatory budgeting process. So when you are a part of a budget, then people feel that you are involved, and whatever suggestions you gave, it is heard and concluded and approved. So you feel more motivated, you feel yourself as a part of the company, an integral part in fact. So moving forward, these are all the tools that we have to take care. It are the advantages, and of course any budgeting process, every organization, every planning start with the mission statements. We make objective, we make mission statement, vision, and then we make a strategy. Strategy could be long term, short term and medium terms. These are all management terms that we have to go through. It says the organization draw up its strategic plan. So what is strategic? Strategic is long term. Today you have to think about today, but you cannot forget about tomorrow, and not only tomorrow, after 6 months, 1 year. So that's why when you go for an interview, nowadays people will ask you how you see yourself next 2 years, right? This question tells your vision, your strategic vision about yourself, right? So strategic vision is really important for individuals and for the companies. Everyone should know today we stand here, and if someone is not doing strategic planning, you can easily conclude that they will be on the same place where they were 20 years before, right? So the change comes with a changed mind when you start thinking about yourself, resources, capabilities, and then you start doing something. We should have strategic plan which will be followed by some objectives. So we may make a short-term strategy, medium-term strategy, and a long-term strategy. We do make short-term objective, that is technical way. If you make a plan for today, it is an operational plan. If you make a plan for 5 year, 10 year, this is a strategic plan. So both plans we are looking for. It says to evaluate progress towards success in each of these stages. Quantification is really important. Means giving figures to your budgeting or planning process is really important. We cannot just watch dreams. Figures are really important. We have to quantify the things so it becomes more target oriented. When we make budgets, it's really important to see the outer market, general economic condition, interest rate, monetary policies, fiscal policy, peace and stability, political, social, economical and technological factors. These are really important when we are going to develop the budgets. How to make budget preparatory process more successful? There are some tools for it, which is we call it as characteristics of successful budgeting, budget or budgeting process. The first thing is sufficient lead time. Sufficient time means that you have ample time to think, collect the information, process, review and approve, and if any revisions are required, you have enough time to do this. Let's take an example. You are making a budget for KFC and McDonald's. You are maybe making a budget for JP Morgan, or you are making Emirates Bank, Emirates NBD. These are big organizations. You cannot make their budgets in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, even 1 quarter, because they have huge infrastructure, huge facilities, huge number of branches. So they need long time to prepare the budgets. Generally, if you finish 2014, for 2015 budget will start immediately. But if you are a small or medium-sized company, you can gauge like you need 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week. Some people, they will sit in a small company, 5 people, in Excel sheet, you will make a budget. Maybe if you're good in Excel, you will make in 2 hours. So it depends upon the size of company, complexity of operations, and a lot of other factors. But the sufficient, you should have enough time, sufficient time to prepare your budgets. First thing. Second, continuing this, we should have a planning calendar. Like in all our mobile, iPhone, Android, Samsungs, we have a button called Planner. That is, when you open, it will show you a calendar and you can add the topics, you can put the reminders, next follow-up, loud sound, low music, anything which will keep you alarm. That will help you in planning, right? Same way, we have to make the same kind of planner, which will say, later we'll see the budget start from sales, and it goes to production, and from production it moves on. So which date it will go to sales, how many days we will give them for preparation and giving back to us. So this is kind of planning that we have to put in date, deliverable, date of sending, date of expected date of receiving. This will make a control sheet for a budget manager to move on. Very important for us is to make budget manual. Like in United States or in other countries like UAE, we have 182 nationalities. They have different languages, thinking style, work experiences, and the same thing to do in a different way. So you cannot let the employees or the people or the human resource to do in a way they want. You have to tell them this is the way we want. For that we have to introduce a manual that will explain the budgeting process, the requirement, expectation, your role, your desires, everything will be defined in this manual. Manual will give a distribution. Instruction means first it will go to sale, then it will go to production, with deadlines, everything. For budgeting process, we do buying in at this participatory budgeting means is the most effective one, that you involve everyone in the budgeting process. That makes life